Hi, I'm Stefanie Wainwright. I'm a wife, a mom, a business owner, and my life is chaotic all the time. So I created this podcast to help you find the funny, the good, while navigating through the chaos. This is Chaotic Compass Podcast.
All right, guys. How's it going? Stefanie here, Chaotic Compass, solo evening again. Just me bitching and sipping, talking about all the things, what's going on, what's happening. It's been a hot minute for sure. All right, let's get into it. So summer is officially over. Kids are back in school. But we had I have taken a couple of weeks off from this, and we had gone on vacation. Took the whole family down to Ocracoke. For those of you who don't know, that's in North Carolina. It's kind of in the Outer Banks, south of Hatteras. So yeah, we try to do that every year. It's our tradition that when we have the kids, we do a because there's 6 of us, we have 4 kids and then Ryan and I, and we each pick a day, right? I used to have the kids pick specifically what day they want. But this year we just had them design their day as far as, we let the kids and Ryan and I, we map out what we want to do in that day. Literally anything goes. I know it can get a little crazy, but the kids are pretty good about it. So you get to pick breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You get to pick the activities in the day. You are in control of that day. So each day is designed by each human and individually. So we typically get there on a Friday. We only do dinner there on the island. We kind of hang out, and then Saturday through Thursday, each human gets to pick their day or design their day, and then Friday we leave. You used to have the kids and us individually pick which day, but last year we kind of learned weather can play a factor. This year we kind of let the kids, write down what they wanted to do in their day. And so if it really had to deal with, especially boating, because we always take our little 13-foot Boston Whaler down there. If it has to deal with boating, or going out into, the water, we have to really be careful with that, because with the wind forecast, it could just be brutal. So we kind of take a look at the forecast, and we kind of pick, and then design the week with what kids want to do around that. This year, me, Ryan, and Isla, typically us 3, we always want to be outside. We want to go on the boat, and we want to go and do. With my daughter, she always wants to hang around the island. This year she wanted to go shopping. Last year she had a whole Stranger Things theme. So she wanted to go biking and exploring. And with my son, he's very low key. He is what it is what it is. Gary's our wild card. And I try not to get perturbed about this, but with him for this year, I was like, write out what you want to do on your piece of paper so I can plan. And so he wrote out what he wanted for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But as far as activities go, he was like low key. Literally, like low key board games. Like that's what he wrote on his piece of paper. And I was like, okay, all right. But when it came to his day, it was like, oh, Dad, can we go fishing? And I was like, bro, like that's why we needed you to write this stuff down, because I don't know if we can work that in, because his day, it was very windy, and that's why we picked his day to be his day. So, and Liam, on his day, he kind of switched it up and wanted to go to the beach, and it was very windy his day, and so we actually went to the Oceanside beach instead of the Sound. So it's like we have options with going to a beach. It's just if it's windy, we can't take the boat. Anyways, long story short, with our vacation, we have designed our kids to be able to be able to do what they want to do on their day. We've been to Ocracoke for several years now, so they pretty much know what all is going to be on the island and have the availability. So it was pretty cool to it's always interesting to see what the kids want to actually do for their days and what they come up with. And I'm waiting for the kids to start to research things on the island, actually Googling. And so they just know the superficial, what's on like the main roads. And so I'm waiting for them to like start Googling and wanting to, because there's a ton of graveyards on there, to kind of do more research about who was there and the houses. And there's I think there's a museum. And so I'm waiting for them to kind of get into more of the actual depth of the things that are available on the island. Anyways, so with our vacation, we had a week in Ocracoke. Everyone had their day. I'm trying to figure out how to get that feeling. So this is the second year that we have rented the same place down there. It's a cute little townhouse. It's perfect for our family. A bedroom downstairs for the boys. Upstairs has a bedroom for the girls. Our bedroom is upstairs. Our bathroom, everybody has their own bathroom. So the boys have a bathroom downstairs. The girls have their own bathroom. And then Ryan and I have our own bathroom, and ours has a really cool jetted tub. And I don't have a tub here at my house. And so that's something I look forward to. And the views, it backs right up, like our back porch, and then just a little bit, that's the sound. It backs up, and then the sun sets right there, like points right in the direction of the sunset. So we literally got there Friday night and were able to unpack everything and get lasagna going, caught the sunset just in time, and then was able to, go see this local band that was playing at the brewery there. But that was, the sunsets, y'all. The sunsets is where it's at. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to recreate that feeling of being down there. It's so, I don't know. My husband says the same thing. It's one of those, because you have to take a ferry from Hatteras Island, because it's an island, to Ocracoke Island. You have to take a ferry over there. And it's literally, and it's an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 10 minutes long of a ferry ride. And you have to get on the ferry. And something about that ferry ride, you get on it and it's like when you're coming into your neighborhood and you're close and like you've been away for a while. It's like coming home. It's like the song, but it's peaceful down there. There's not a whole lot of people. It's very chill, and Kenny Chesney song, no shoes, no shirt, no problem. It's literally that down there. People don't wear shoes. They're always either in their bathing suit. It's just, everybody's just kind of fried, like, a little crispy from the sun. Nobody gives two shits. It's just low key, no big deal. And that's why I love it, and we get to take our boat, because right where we're at, there's a cute little dock, and we tie our boat up there, a little 13-foot Boston whaler. And then we take the little boat to the southernmost tip of the island. And because the way the ocean is, it's every time we go down there, the little southern tip is a little bit different every year. This year, I think it's been the coolest that we've been down there. So the ocean has kind of made this little cute curve in the island, and it kind of, I don't know, it's just this cute little sand section, and it's beautiful down there. There's nothing really going on. You can only really access it by boat, because even with your 4x4, it's too soft to get down there. So there's really not a lot of people. So you we pull up the boat and we're noticing it's like this steep drop off from the beach to the water. And so the kids get out and I'm like, man, like taking a look, it literally drops off. I'm no kidding. Like I'm 6 foot tall and I can't touch the bottom. And then I go in maybe a little bit and then there's sand and then there's the beach. It drops off a good 8, 10, I don't know, good 10 foot. It's deep. So, at one point, the kids are, even my husband running from the sand and jump in because you can't, because it's literally it's that deep. It's literally jumping into a deep end of a pool. It's so cool. At one point we found an octopus. My son had found him and we thought he was dead. He thought he like washed up and he actually was alive and he kind of scurried. He's like, oh crap, don't eat me. He kind of scurried away. And octopus are naturally curious. And so I kind of was wiggling my fingers underneath the water and he was like, oh, is that a snack? And so he kind of came back up and it was so cool for the kids to see. I think hands down, like besides the sunsets in Ocracoke, that was the second best thing I've ever seen down there. I mean, we've seen like dolphins right up next to the boat. We've seen like puffer fish puffed out. We've seen beautiful, huge rays, all kinds of different kinds of fish down there. But see a cute little octopus just hanging out. The kids named him like George Inkington, like something crazy. But it was a cute, fun day. But I'm trying to figure out how to recreate that feeling that I get when I'm down there. And like just whatever that is, harvest that, bring it back. And try to find just like a good 5 minutes of my day with that. And I haven't been able to figure that out. So if you have any ideas, I would love to know. And the other thing that I realized when we go on vacations, it's like crazy town the week before. Crazy town. It is. Not only because we leave on a Friday, and so typically Thursday, Ryan and I not necessarily take the whole day off, or we at least like take a half day to, get the kids together because we've got to pick them up from another home or, whatever. And then getting all the food together and getting it packed up, getting the car packed up. And so but the week before, for me, for work, it's, okay, so I typically do payroll for me is always on the 15th. Well, first and the 15th. And so we were on vacation on the 15th. So I do a payroll before we leave, and then I do a payroll when we come back. So it's craziness prepping for that, and then trying to make sure that all the boats have what they need, and, they're not going to be needing anything while we're gone, as far as ice and bait and, rods and reels, and making sure everything is where it's needed to be. And then when I get back, I feel like I'm having to unfuck a ton of shit. And it's not like anybody's fault. I'm like, this isn't a blame thing. It's just a little fact of truth. Like, I've just got to go back through emails and text messages and calls and just trying to make, go back through and literally unfuck. I think, and then I had a payroll that Monday after we had gotten back. And then, so I'm spend a lot of time just prepping and undoing when we go on vacation. And I told Ryan, I was like, God, I love vacation with my family, but man, it is exhausting to prep for it. It's exhausting being on it, and it's exhausting undoing it. I guess that is such a freaking privileged statement right there. But it's just, is it really worth it? Kind of like a little bit of me, is it really worth the hassle before and after kind of thing? And so that's why I'm like, how can I be down there more? How can I get that more in my life? So it's something I'm working through. But anyways, so we were on vacation for a week. The week prior, we had found out that my husband's ex-wife had gotten a new job. She's a school teacher here in the county where we live, and she's transferring to a new school, and she was literally a couple days before. Like, she found out on a Thursday, and then that Monday, she found out she was going back to work, or going to work early. And that was the week that we were prepping to go for vacation. And then so we're on vacation, and then the week after we get back from vacation is we have to find daycare. So it's like we kind of Brian and I flip-flop with days with the kids. Luckily, his ex-wife was able to take his two kids with her to school. And so that helped out a lot. And then open house chaos, because I've got a high schooler, a middle schooler, and 2 elementary schoolers. And so one night is high school back to school night or open house night. One night is middle school open house night, and then one night is supposed to be elementary school night. So I've got open house palooza. I'm trying to navigate where the kids need to be. The Thursday and Friday of that week, luckily Ryan's mom had taken all the kids up there. She met us Wednesday night for dinner and then took all the kids, and she had them Thursday and Friday. So I was prepping for that on Tuesday and Wednesday, making sure the kids had all the things that they needed, and still washing clothes from vacation and washing towels and all the things and making sure. Anyways, so I feel like we've just been on like go, 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 go mode. And then this past Monday, the kids finally started back to school. Yeah, finally started back to school. I've got a 10th grader, I've got a 7th grader, and then a 5th and 4th grader. So 1 high school, 1 middle school, 2 elementary schoolers. Oh my Lord, it is, my normal day starts off 6, with the phone. We luckily haven't had any trips this week because we've got this weird stationary front sitting around and causing winds, and then we have the remnants of the hurricane Adalia or whatever her name is kind of pushing through. And so yeah, we've got that going on, and so we haven't really have any trips. So I got up with the phone, but there's not really any calls going on, and then my oldest gets up at 6:15, 6:20, and then she's out the door by 6:45, 6:50. I got to drive her to school. The second one, he's up at 6:30. He's out the door by 7:15. The 2 younger ones, they get up whenever. There's no real time for that. They're pretty good about that because they don't have to be on the bus until 8:30. I work first thing, so all I have to do is take Kylie to school, drop her off, and then I come back and I start working. He's morning bus bitch, and then it's once he gets the littles on the bus, he's off. I'm afternoon bus bitch. Luckily, Ryan's ex-wife works at the same school as our second kid in middle school, Gary, and so he is able to stay with her, so I don't have to get him off the bus. But the bus shit has already begun. We've had 4 days this week, and all 4 days the bus has been late. The bus is supposed to be here for the elementary school kids by 4. Hasn't been showing up until 4:30, 4:45. And so I've just taken it upon myself. I get in line at 3:15 and I pick up the kids, the youngest 2 from school. So that's my normal day. I start at 6, take 1 kid to school, and then I work till about 3:15. Yeah, it's a hot mess. So I really have appreciated, just Ryan's mom stepping up last week and helping us out. Ryan and I had quite a few tips, just trying to get things straight, just so unorganized. And I'm just so annoyed with the unorganization. And it's like, it's not new. That last year was the first year we had all 4 kids, and this is, we're still all in the same schools. We're not changing anything. Everybody's still the same, and we're still got a lot of dysfunction between Brian and I. And so, but first day of school, normally when Ryan's kids used to live 2 hours away, he would drive all the way up there, take them out to breakfast to IHOP, and then take them to school on the first day. But we have an IHOP here where we live, but he gets the opportunity, and I say this, it sounds really, again, privileged white chick, but my husband gets the opportunity to cook breakfast for all 4 kids. He was up, I think it was 5:45 on Monday, getting coffee going, getting some sausage and bacon, and I think some French toast. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not a breakfast person, but he got to cook breakfast for the kids. And it was like one of those realizations. It's like he doesn't get to go to IHOP anymore. And I know that was his tradition with his kids. He'd been doing that since Gary was in kindergarten, and now he's in 7th grade. And so I think it was a little bit of a disappointment, but I had to give him a little perspective. It's like, babe, you don't have to drive 2 hours just to go see your kids off to school. You get to have the opportunity to make breakfast for them and have them all leave from the same house. Like, I'm getting all teared up just thinking. I mean, we've come a long way, you guys. No more kids being in completely separate counties. No more missing all of the things or having to take a whole evening because it's 2 hours there and 2 hours back to be able to see, 5th grade graduation or whatever, it's whatever. How many things did you have as a kid? Like Christmas plays and recital. I mean, recorder, plays like hot cross buns with your fucking recorder. But all those things. And there's some of the things that Ryan would miss out on because it's like, it's May and it's our season, and that's when we're ramped up, and it's really hard to get off on a Friday afternoon, especially to go north on 95 here in Virginia. If you don't know, it's a clusterfuck. And especially on a Friday to go and see a recorder recital. So it played a toll on him, and I saw it firsthand. And now it's like, you don't have to drive 2 hours to do anything. Everything is right here. Is it chaotic? Fuck yes. Is it a hot mess 90% of the time? Yes, but we try to make the best of it, and it is what it is. But he gets to make breakfast for all 4 kids, and he doesn't have to miss out on anything anymore. The other thing this week that kind of got me right in the mom feels. So I don't know, like memories on Facebook. It used to be Time Hop. It wasn't like an app. But memories on Facebook got me right in the feels. So 10 years ago, I was taking my kindergartner to school, and now she's in 10th grade. And 5 years ago, I was taking my youngest to kindergarten, and now he's in 5th grade. And so I was like, God, where has time gone? Time is a thief. Time is a bitch. Like, God, can we just slow down? And then I was like, oh my God, in 5 years, I'm going to have 3 high schoolers. 1 graduated and 3 high schoolers, you guys. I about threw up. Instead of throwing up, I cried like a little baby because I'm like, oh my God, I'm missing everything because I'm bitching about it all. And I'm such, oh my God. And this nasty spiral. And I'm like, oh my God, take a step back, realize it's okay. Time is fleeting. Time is brutal. But you've got to take in these moments and realize it's okay. It's okay. But 5 years from now, guys, I'm going to have 3 fucking high schoolers. Ugh. Can we just not? But that's it. That's all I got for you guys this week. I am sipping and bitching on just a regular vodka and tonic this week. My tried and true, my oldie but goodie. But if you like this podcast, like what I'm talking about, I mean, I'm just sipping and bitching and talking about the things that go on in my life. Sometimes it's more in depth. Sometimes I have a hot cry. Sometimes it's a hot mess, but that's the point of it. That's the point of this show. It is a chaotic time that I have in my life right now, and I'm sharing that with you, and hopefully you can resonate. Hopefully maybe you can just make fun of where I'm at in my life. I don't know. You brings you joy, or maybe, you're a parent and your kids are already grown and maybe you got grandbabies. I don't know where you are at in your life, but I'm sharing points in my life because it helps me to navigate through the shit. Words are my thing. Words are my jam. Words of affirmation is my love language. And so whether I write it down, whether I talk about it, it makes me feel better. And my life is a hot mess, and it makes me feel better to talk about it. And if I can help you, whether that is camaraderie because you've got a lot of chaos going on in your life, or you're like, fuck that, I'm never having kids, and this is why, I am pleased to be your birth control. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you tuning in, and catch me next week. I've got a lot. So because I haven't done anything in a while, I've got a lot of content that I am excited to do. I'm going to try to get my husband on for next episode. We've got no kids this weekend, so I'm going to try to get him to sit down with me. Got a couple of cool topics with him. I've got my daughter wants to come on, so I've got her signed up for an episode, and I've got some things that I wanna blech about. I just want to word vomit with you about. So I am excited. I'm getting back in the groove of things. I am happy to finally have a schedule and a plan, and to find some normalcy in this, like, what does really normal look like? But I'm here for it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you, and you guys have a great night. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate all of your love and support. If you really loved today's episode, you should subscribe. And if you subscribe, then you get notifications of when my next episode launches. So another way to be super awesome would be to leave a rating and review, or recommend it to your friends and family. If you're wicked awesome, you've already done all 3. Another way to keep up with me and my crazy family is check out my website at chaoticcompass.com, and I do blog and other stuff there. So I appreciate everything for you guys. I do this for you, so keep it up, because the more you subscribe, the more I do.